Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Data Tutorials. So in today's video, we are going to see a Power BI project, or we can say a Power BI dashboard from end to end, from start to end. And in this video, you will completely learn how to build this interactive and dynamic dashboard, which you can see right now in front of your screen. All right. So this dashboard is completely dynamic, as I said, and all the elements which you can see right now on the screen, those are very much advanced. Okay, so now let's just see the overview of the dashboard first. So you can see this is a car sales dashboard and it is in Power BI again. So at the top here you can see we have KPI. So this KPI is very much it gives us a highly brief we can say summary of our company, or we can say a client company for which we are building this dashboard. So we have shown here multiple measures in one single KPI card. So if you can see here, we are showing year to date total sales. Okay, so the total sales amount can be seen here. Then you can see I have shown here something in green color. The amount is shown. It is nothing but the difference between current year sales and last year sales. Okay, so if it is positive, you will get to see it in green color with positive value, and this is nothing but the year on year growth. What was the year on year growth with respect to last year? How is the current year performing, and what is the growth percentage? If it is positive, we are increasing. If it is negative, then we are going down. Okay, and this is the month to date sales. Month to date sales is nothing but the latest month which we are right now in, that will be the sales of that particular month. So in one single KPI card, we are trying to show, or we are trying to give insights to the client of four particular measures. Okay, and the same we are doing it for year to date average price. We are doing it the same for the year to date car source. So these are the three dynamic and comprehensive KPIs, we can say, which is giving a higher level of information to our client. Okay, so we are going to see the calculations, the design, and how to build this KPIs, or we can say summary measures from start to end in this complete video. All right, the next one you can see we are showing here year to date weekly trend. Okay, and in this weekly trend, we are trying to highlight here which is the maximum value, or what was the maximum sales done in which particular week. Okay, so here you can see 15.5 million was the sales which was done in that particular week, which was maximum out of all in that particular year. And it is a dynamic value. If it is moving from this particular week, like it is in 50th week, if it is let's say in next year it is for 52nd week, or 50, or we can say 30th week, 31st week, it will be moving dynamically. All right, then we are showing here two pie charts which are giving us the information of year to date total sales by body style and by its color, right? Then what are the year to date sales which are done in, or we can say sold by particular dealers. Okay, so all the cars are sold by a agency, or we called as a dealer. So how are they performing at their particular regions? And then we have your company wise sales trend. Okay, so for different brands of different cars, different makes, how are the different companies performing for their respective cars? All right, so this is the first dashboard which you can see in front of your screen. We have also designed the second dashboard, but before that I will show you how what we can say the filters, or the filters which we are using in this particular we can say dashboard. So first one is with respect to different body style, you can go ahead and analyze this particular chart. Okay, so whenever you click, you can slice and dice the data, you can deep dive in the data, you can go at the highest level of granularity and the lowest level of granularity to see the results at different angles from which the insights can be generated. So let's say if you want to see for a dealer who is from let's say a dealer name. Okay, so let's say he is from Kia. Okay, so how Kia cars are performing, how that particular dealer is performing. Then you can see for transmission. So like if you want to see for manual transmission, how are the cars? If you want to see for auto transmission, how are they performing? Likewise. Okay, if you want to see for double engine, or we can say crosshair or overhead engine, you can find this particular results for that as well. All right, so if you try to click here also, you can see these are interactive filters which we have placed. We call them as action filters also. Likewise, if you want to see by color, if you see on pale white, when you click, you can see the values are changing with respect to that. All right, so this dashboard is completely dynamic, and we have designed everything. So when you click here as well on Volkswagen, if you want to see for Toyota, you can see you can if you want to see for let's say Porsche. Okay, So for Porsche, you can see that the total sales were 4.6 millions. Okay, and for month to date it is 0.57 million. For with respect to last year, it has been increased by almost 1 million. Okay, and 27% is the increase. So likewise, we can analyze different things at different angles. Okay, so this complete dashboard is giving a comprehensive idea to all the businesses of this particular car sales dashboard, or we can say car sales company, and for their stakeholders on their for dealer regions as well. All right, so this is the first dashboard. Then we have a navigation menu over here, which is taking us to our second dashboard. So when you click on this particular dashboard, you can see we are getting a grid view. Okay, and this grid view is giving us the row by row, or we can say each row is been given as a single car sold of that particular data, right? So let's say you want to see for each row by row, the we can say the data of that car sold. So each row is giving a single car, we can say information. So let's say if you want to see for 2nd January, who was the customer name, who was the dealer, which was the company of that particular car, then what was the color, what was the model, and what was the total sales done by that particular car. So in this way you can export this particular grid. Okay, and you can also see with different filters. Okay, so this is also filters are available over here as well. So for different you let's say you want to see for, let's say, CNM Motors. So CNM Motors, you can see all the dealer names are CNM Motors. And if you want to export this only, so you can export this in Excel and you can send this file to your CMN Motors dealers. From there they can analyze more with their data, right? So it is a very comprehensive and it is a big project. Okay, so we are trying to show multiple things in one or two dashboards over here, and which is very important for our client. At the top also you can see this is the date which we are showing here. So this is the dynamic date, which is giving us the information that the date in our data, or we can say what is the date range in our data. So the data is present from 2nd of January 2022, 31st of December 2021. Okay, so this information also data is giving, but for our analysis we are going to use the latest data. That is, we are going to use the 2020 and 2022 and 2023 data. So you can ignore this. I will show you how to do that in our dashboard while we are designing. All right, so this was all, or we can say complete overall overview of this particular dashboard. And stay tuned with our video. I will be showing you how to prepare this entire dashboard in this complete video. Step by step everything will be mentioned. Okay, so if you have came at this position of the video, then I know that you are eager to learn what will how we'll be designing. You will be eager to learn different functionalities of Power BI, which we are going to use here. Different data modeling, data cleaning, data quality checking. We are also going to see how to check the quality of the data, how to build calendar tables, or we call them as date tables, how to use time intelligence functions and all those. That is DAX functions. So before moving in the video, I request you to please go ahead and subscribe the channel. Many people see the video, they like the video, they comment the video on video, but they forgot to subscribe. So please subscribe. It will give me a motivation and it will help me elsewhere. So also like the video. If you like the video, you just have to click once, because one like will make this video reach to many people who are in need or who are trying to learn data analyst or Power BI. All right, guys. So go ahead and please subscribe my channel. Then you can just hit the like button, and then we will start our video. So before moving to building our dashboard, we will see what or we can say what problem statement client has provided to us. Okay, so just let's go from the start. We will see everything. So let's see the problem statement. So the problem statement first is for our dashboard one, that is overview. And in that one we have discussed the KPIs requirement, or we discussed the KPIs in overview when I shown you how what are the KPIs which we are showing in the dashboard. So first KPI which we are going to show is sales overview. Okay, so we want to design a sales overview, and in that sales overview we want to show four different measures in that. First one is year to date sales we have to find out. Then we have to find out month to date total sales. Then year on year growth in total sales. What are the year on year growth from last year as compared to last year in current year, right? Then the difference between year to date sales and previous year to date sales. These four measures we are going to find out, and these are very important. to, because in every interview you will be asked what is mean by year to date, month to date, how to find those, what is time intelligence functions, how to build a date table, have you used in your original project. So if you are seeing this video, you will get to know all the answers of these particular questions. Okay, then we have to find average price analysis. What was the average price of each car sold, or we can say overall average of all the cars sold. And the same four measures we have to design here also. Same car sold metrics also we have to find out the total number of cars sold in numbers we have to find out. Year to date cars, month to date, and year on year growth car sold, right? And same is the difference between year to date and previous year to date. So this is overall the KPIs requirement. We called it as summary, we called of the business, which gives us the higher level idea of the business, how it is performing. All right, so this is a KPIs requirement. Let's move ahead. So before moving ahead in the video, I would like to introduce you to my website. So this website was opened with request of many subscriber and many followers like you, where they wanted to reach out to me, take an a guidance on mock interviews, one-on-one in mentorship, career guidance in data analyst, what roadmap you should follow, what are your questions we can discuss over here. So you can book a call from here. Also, there are some digital products and some data analyst materials also. You can see there is a Power BI material available. Some projects are also available, SQL material. The complete data analyst roadmap and material is available over here. Also, the project which we are using as an example in this particular video, that is based on financial domain. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and buy it from here. In this, the complete video from start to end is mentioned. All the domain knowledge, terminologies, what functional requirements we are using, BRDs, as well as problem statements from start to end. Everything is explained as in a real-time project in this particular package. So you can go ahead and you can see more than 600 bookings are done in last 45 days. Okay, and I was a top rated in data analyst field and a top rated in last month as well. So if you are interested, you can go and follow and see the website, and you can buy the things which are required for it. So let's move ahead in the video. Second one is our charts requirement. So in charts, what we do is in KPIs we see at higher level how a business is performing. Why we design charts is nothing but it gives us at deeper level, at granular level, how the business is performing. If we want to see deep dive in the data, if we want to analyze like how that particular set of or subset of data is only performing, right? So for that we are designing the charts, and our client has given us six requirements of charts. The first one is we have to find out year to date sales weekly trend. Okay, then second we have to find out year to date sales by body size, and you can read the description what actually or why they are trying to analyze this particular charts. Then we want to find out year to date sales by color, year to date sales by dealer region, then company wise sales trend, and we have to find out the details grid. Okay, that grid which we are going to design, that is in dashboard. Okay, so in dashboard 2 we are going to create a grid view or dashboard displaying a table of all the car details in Power BI, and this should show us, and we will be trying to display all the grid, and then we will be trying to export it using different filters if we want to apply, and if you don't, we can completely export it and if we can share it with our stakeholders or our different dealers, right? So now before moving ahead again, we are very much close to 100K. You have shown so much love in 2023. I'm expecting the same love from you in 2024 as well. So I request you to again please subscribe the channel, and definitely we will reach 100K in 1 month, and hope so. So thank you very much for this total love and support and motivation which you have shown here in last 1.5 year. So we will continue our journey, and I will bring you the most important projects. I will bring you most important. I have planned of bringing a series of data analysts completely. That is, I will be launching Power BI course, Power BI advanced course, Power BI DAX course, then Tableau LODs, Tableau advanced calculations, Excel, MySQL course. So everything is in plan. Just be patient. So I'm working on it. So just go ahead and subscribe. So whenever I do that, you will get a notification. All right. So let's move ahead. So now what functionalities you are going to learn in this complete project? So these are very few functionalities or important functionalities which I have mentioned in front of your screen, but you will be learning more than this. Okay, so you can read all of them, whatever you are going to learn in this. Some important are connecting Excel file that everybody knows, but most important are DAX, time intelligence functions. These functions we are going to use over here. Date functions, custom charts, filter, conditional formattings we are going to use, how to build the dashboards, and all those things we are going to use in this particular video. All right, guys. So the software which you are going to use in this particular video, I am going to use this particular software and their versions which I will be using is for Excel. I will be using 2021 version. You can use any version above 2016. All right. Second, I will be using Power BI December 2023 version. I would recommend you to use the same or the latest one, whichever is available with you. All right. Latest one or the same December 2023 version. All right. Okay. So now let's move ahead and we will see what data we have. I will give you the walkthrough our data. So now this is the data which we have by using which we are going to build our dashboard. So I will just show you how many number of rows and how many number of fields we have in this particular data. So this is a single table data. So when I click here, the total number of rows which we have is almost approximately 25,000. And when I click on here, we have 16 number of fields or 16 columns are there with different information. By using that information we are going to build our particular dashboard. All right, so now let's go ahead and see each and every column of our data. So first we have a car ID. Okay, so when you check the car ID, this is a unique, we can say each row of this particular car ID will hold a unique value. Okay, it will be a unique value which we called as for us as a primary key. Okay, then we have a date, so on which date that particular car has been sold. So we have the data for 2 years, that is 2023 and 2020. Then the name of customer to whom the car has been sold, the gender of that customer, annual income of that particular customer, then the dealer name. So who was the dealer in that particular dealer region, that particular, or who is selling that particular car to that particular customer. All right, then we have company. Okay, of which company that particular car has been sold. We have different, like we have Ford, Audi is there, BMW is there, Chevrolet is there, and Honda. So many cars are there, right? Then what is the model of that particular car? So for Toyota, let's say it, the name of the car is Corolla Altis, or we can say Corolla. Then we have the engine of that particular car. So what is the type of engine which we have in that particular car? That is double a overhead camshaft or a overhead camshaft. All right, then we have a transmission. Okay, so transmission, if it is an auto transmission or it is a manual transmission. Then what is the color of that particular car, right? So in what color that particular car has been bought from that particular dealer by that particular customer. All right, then what was, at what price that particular car has been sold. Okay, so let's say 26,000 has been sold for that of that, or we can say price of that particular Ford company expedition model was of 26,000, right? So these are the different information which we have in the data. And the dealer number is nothing but we can say the dealer phone number. Then what was the body style, if it is a SUV type a car, or a passenger, or a hatch type car, or passenger, or we can say a top type car, right? Then the phone number of that particular customer, and in what region this particular car has been sold, that is Middletown, Aurora, Greenville. Different regions are there. These are from US regions. All right, so this data is from US data. All right, so this data which we have is already cleaned data. We have got it from Kaggle website. It's already a clean data. So many of rows were they were manipulated and modified as per our analysis. All right, so the data you can download it from our description box. I will add a link over there. You can download and you can use it for our analysis. You can follow with the video and you can build the same dashboard in your system as well. All right. So now we will just go to our Power BI and we will take a new sheet over here. So I will just click on File and I will take a new sheet. So now let's go ahead and start building our, we can say, dashboard. All right. So I will take a new worksheet or workbook for Power BI. So this is a new workbook. So we'll just close this. Okay, guys. So now we have a new book. So first thing first, what we have to do is we have to connect to our data. The data which we have is an Excel file. Okay, it's not a CSV file. It's a flat file, which is a Excel SX file. We called it as Excel file. So we on our first page or our landing page itself on Power BI, we have different default connectors in our screen, Excel, SQL Server, and all those things. So you can directly click here, or you can go in get data. In home ribbon, you have to go in get data, and here you have an option called Excel. So for now, I will just click here. So as soon as you click, it is asking us to choose our data. So I will just select my data. So you have to navigate your data wherever you have located or placed in your system. So I will just select this data and I will just open it. Okay. So it will take some time to load our data. All right. So this is the sheet one. The sheet one is whatever we have the data. Okay. So you can see this is the sheet one in which we have data. I will just change the name of the sheet. We can say car underscore data, and I will just hit save. And what I will do, I will just cancel it and I will again load the data. Okay, I will just go here and I will load the data again, so that we will have the name of the sheet in our data. So you can see car data is there. So this is the data which we are going to use. So now we are getting a preview of the data, first few 10 or 50 rows we are having. So we just have to check if everything has been populated and brought in Power BI. And once you have checked, you have to just click on load data. Okay. So once you click on load data, it will take some time to load, and now the data has been loaded in our Power BI. So it will take some connection time, and it will retrieve all the rows from our Excel sheet. All right. So you can see all the rows has been added in the sheets, and now we are in the report view. Okay, so you can see this is a report view where we will be building our dashboard. So to view the data, you have to go to table view. So when I click on table view, you can see you will be seeing your data in this particular format for here. So when you drop down this, you can see these are the different fields which are available into our data. So now what we are going to do is we are going to check the quality of the data and if any data cleaning is required in this particular data set. Okay, so now to do some data cleaning and check the quality of the data, we have a tool in Power BI itself that is called as Power Query. Okay, so I will just drop down this so you can see the full options of the whichever we have in our data. So now you have to go in Home tab. Okay, so to check the quality, what we will do, you have an option here called as Transform Data. So you have here option. I will just click on the Transform Data. As soon as you do, you will be having a new UI in front of you, or a new dialog box will be opened, which will give you the quality of the data. So for now, I will just turn off this, and now I will show you. So I will just explain what we have here into our Power Query editor. So first thing here, you have at the left hand page, you can see you have the name of the table whichever we have in our data. So as we have only one single table, so only one table will be appeared over here. So if you are working on multiple tables, all the table names will be appeared over here. Alright. And at the right hand side in this particular pane, you can see the applied steps. So whatever changes which we are going to make in Power Query, or whatever operations we are going to perform, all those will be listed in this particular dialog box. So let's say your colleague is working on this particular data set, and he have made some changes, made some data cleaning or data manipulation here. So you will come to know by looking at this particular window that what operations are being performed here, and you will come to know that yeah, some data cleaning was done, and what was the that particular data cleaning done. So this is very helpful when there are two people or two different resources are actually working on a single project. Okay, and it will be helpful for you also if you have work today, and whenever you are opening it after 6 months or 7 months, you will come to know that what you have made the changes in past. All right. So now let's move ahead. So now how to check the data, or we can say quality of the data. All right. So now to do that, what we have to do is first you will be in Home tab. So now go in View tab. Okay. In View tab, you have to turn here two particular check boxes. First is column distribution, and second is column quality. Okay. So by making using of these two particular things, we are going to check our quality of the data. So when you check this particular first column, you can say valid is 100%, error is 0%, and empty is 0%. So this is very important. Always remember, in any data whenever you are working, valid should be always 100%. Means what? You are not having any error into that data, or you do not have any empty rows or empty cells in that particular data. Empty can be null or empty can be blanks. Okay. So both are not recommended to have in your data. All right. So in some cases they can be there. I will tell you in which cases those should be there and in which cases those should be not there. All right. So now first, this is a row ID. Okay. So as I already told you when I was giving you the walkthrough on the data, row ID is nothing but it is a unique key which we are having, or a unique row, or we can say unique value on each row is there for this particular field. Okay. So it is a valid 100%, and here you can see a distribution is there. All right. So this distribution is nothing but 100% distinct, and 100 or 1000 unique is there, and 1000 distinct values there. What does it mean that distinct means what and unique means what? Each and every row is having a distinct and unique value. Similarly, when you check for date column, 100% valid, but you can say 31 distinct and 3 uniques are there. Means what? You can see here date has been repeated. Here you can see these two dates are repeated, right? So if it is having a repetitive value, then it's not a unique. It is a unique value. It's not a distinct value, right? So in this way, we have to check the quality of the data, and you will come to know which is the primary key, which is the foreign key. So these are required, and these are the questions asked in interview as well. All right. And here you can see valid is 100%. So always remember, date column is a field which should be always 100% valid. Why? Because let's say you are working on this particular data, and you have this particular date, that is the third row in this particular, the date is null or empty. So it's not possible, right? So the car has been sold, it has been purchased by a customer, it has been sold by that particular dealer and that particular dealer region, or that particular dealer, but you don't have the date for that particular record. It's not possible, right? It must be sold on some day, some year, or some month, right? So date should be always present. Let's say you don't have the customer information, right? It can be possible that you have not taken the customer information and it's blank. That is okay. If the customer information is blank, if he is not having any customer name, you don't have it in record, you don't have it in we can see data, you forgot to type, you forgot to mention the name of that particular customer, that is fine, because that can be allowed. But there are some fields which should be 100% valid. All right. Similarly, when you check for, let's say, we check it for this particular price. Okay. So price should be there. It is a measure, or we can say it is a fact in our case, because that if you are selling a car, it should be sold at some amount, right? And if any of the value or any of the row in this particular field is null, it is, or empty, it is not accepted. All right. So let's say 12,000 of this 14,000 value is null, or it is zero. Not possible. You cannot sell a car at zero value, or you cannot have a null value or a blank value in that particular sale. So it should have a particular figure, and it should be 100% valid. All right. So in this way, you have to check in real time industry also, guys. All right. So now this is the how you check the data quality. Now next, what we will do here, you can see we have to do some data cleaning, right? So in data cleaning, you can see there is a double A is there, and at the small cap is there overhead shaft. So we don't want that. We will change, and we will just keep it as double overhead cap shaft. So to do that, what we will do, I will just first copy this. Okay, copy this particular value, and I will just right click over here, and we will just have an option called replace. Okay, let's find it. Replace values. Okay, so we will just click on replace values. I will just find, we are going to find this, and we are going to replace it by this. Just we have to delete this A button. So I will just click on OK. So as soon as you do, you can see all the values are being changed. You can see in here also the double overhead camshaft has been corrected. The spelling mistakes has been corrected for all the data which we have in our data sheet. And at the right hand navigation page, here you can see steps applied, and here you can see a value has been, or a population has been done, which is called as replaced value. So when you double click on this, you can see what operation has been done in this particular step. So this is very important. and this is how we check the quality and the cleaning of the data. So must not a complex level of data cleaning was not required in this data set, because fortunately we had cleaned the data set, and I did some basic cleaning in Excel as well. So this is what we do in cleaning of this particular data set in this particular data. All right. So now once all the cleaning is done, you have to go in Home tab and you have to go back to our Power BI. Whatever steps you have made here, it should be visible in Power BI as well. So for that, what you have to do, you have to click on Close and Apply. So once you click on Close and Apply, all the changes made over here will be automatically reflected in Power BI. So just you have to hit here, click this. Once you do, you can see the changes are under process, and you can see changes are made. So if you want to cross check, you can see in engine we have made here changes, that is double head and overhead construct. So we have made some data manipulations and cleaning over here. All right. So now this was our data cleaning. Now we have to start our design. Okay. First I will show you as per our problem statement. First we have to find out some sales data, and we can say some KPIs, three types of KPIs in which we are going to visualize four measures. And here those are mostly related to year to date, month to date, year on year, previous year to date. So all these functions or all these measures which we are going to find out, they are based on time intelligence functions like total MTD, total YTD, same period last year, and all those functions. So these functions are called as time intelligence function. And what Microsoft recommend us, or what Power BI recommend us, if you check the help document on internet also, whenever you are working on year to date or time intelligence function, it is always recommended to create a calendar table or a date table. Okay, so why to create a calendar table, right? So in many times what happens is in our data, whichever we have seen here, so you have data here, and let's say that data we have, and it is not possible that each and every day the car will be sold, right? So most of the times we have holidays, we have some government holidays to that particular dealer or in that particular showroom. So those days data will be not present over here. But when you build a calendar table, the calendar table will have all the dates from start to end, whichever are there in our particular original data set. That is from minimum to maximum, whichever is there. All the dates will be present into that particular calendar table, and it will give us an ability to perform different operations, and it will give us the ability to perform different date operations, that is year to date, previous year to date, month to date. All those operations can be easily performed when we are building a time intelligence, or we can say a calendar table or a date table. So it is always recommended, and nowadays in every model, every domain, and in every project, we generally use the we can say calendar table or a date table. So now we have to build that. So we are already in our table view. So how to build it? So you have to go in Home tab, and here you have an option called New Table. So I will just click on New Table. So create a new table. I will just increase your size, and I will name it as calendar table. You can name anything. If you want, you can mention as a date table also. So I will be using here a DAX function. Okay, so DAX function itself is a calendar function. Okay, so we are going to make use of calendar, and it takes two arguments. First is start date and end date. So now you cannot hard code the start date and end date, right? Because if you are typing manually and hard coding it, every time you have to change it. So how will you specify the start date and end date? So we already have a date table into our car data set, right? So from there only we will pick our start date, and from there only we will pick our end date. So the minimum value which is there in our car data, in that particular date table, that will be our start date, and the maximum value which is having for the date, it will be our maximum date. So whenever the values will be changing in our car data set, automatically it will be taken into our calendar table, right? So now to that I will use minimum of date, right? Date is nothing but we will pick it from car date, right? Close the bracket for this minimum function, and second is maximum. Second argument is maximum of car date. Okay, that is this one. I will close this, and I will again close this, and I will just hit enter. So as soon as you hit enter, you will get the data, right? So the first date which we have, or the minimum date in our date column here, it is 9, we can say 9 of March 2020, right? And the maximum date which we have in our data set is 8 December 2023. If you want to check in Excel also, you can check over here, and just we will sort it by sort oldest to newest. Okay, so when you sort it, you can see the maximum or the minimum date in our date is, or in our data is 9 of March. Okay, and when you scroll down, the maximum one is 8th of December. The same data we are having here is the minimum, maximum was 8th of December, and the minimum is 9 of what we can say March. So the minimum and maximum are captured from there, and in between this minimum and maximum, each row will be having unique value, and it will be serially calculated, right after 9 it will be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, irrespective of if the sale is done in this particular dates. You will have all the dates over here, right? So this is the benefit of doing our intelligence, we can say calendar table, and building or using intelligence functions for that, right? You can see each and every row will be having unique date over here. Unique date is there, no date will be repeated, right? But in our this particular data set, you can see dates are repeated over here, but here it is not repeated. And now by using this only, we are going to build our data model also, and our that particular measures also. So I hope you have understood why we are building a calendar table over here, or a date table, and how we have built that also I have shown you. Right. Now what we will do, we will build some more, we can say columns into this particular table. Right. So from this particular date, what we will try to extract month from here, week from here, and year from here. So for that, what we will do, we will click on new column. Okay. So first I will extract year. Okay. So now to extract year, what we will do, we will use year function. Year of what? This particular date. Okay. That is calendar date. Okay, so calendar table. So this is the name of the table, that is calendar table, and in the in square bracket you can see date. This is nothing but this date field. So just select this, close this, and just hit enter. So you can see year has been extracted. So this is 2022 has been extracted. When you scroll down, you can see 2023 also for this particular rows. Alright. Now we want to extract month. So to do that, what I will do, I will just create one more column over here, and I will name this as month. Okay. So now to extract the month, we cannot use month function. We can use, but month function will give us the number of that particular month. That is 3, 4, that is a number, but we want the name of that particular month. So for that, we have to use format function. Okay. Format, the first argument is value. Value is nothing but calendar date. Okay. So this, from this value, we are going to extract it, comma, what should be the format. So I will just mention the format 4 times m, close this, hit enter. So you will get full name. Okay, one second. Okay, we have to add this in double inverted commas, and just hit enter. So you can see it is giving us the month. So 4 month is nothing but April. Same we have to find out week, because in one of the chart we have to find out year to date sales by week. So for that, I will just click on one more new column over here, and I will name it as week. Okay, and here we will name it as week function itself. Okay, so I will just find it as week number. We want number, this particular day falls in which particular week. So we want it from calendar date, and we will just close this and just hit enter. Okay, so you will get the numbers in this particular week, right? So you are having all the numbers that particular week, or that particular this particular day falls in which particular week. All right, so this, in this way we have built our tables. So now right now what we can see is these two tables. This is the calendar table, and this is the date table, or we can say our main data set table. These two tables are now, right now, they are independent from each other. They are not connected to each other, but we want to make it connected. We want to make them dependent on each other. While visualization we will need it, so to do that we are going to make use of data modeling. So you have here a third option called model view. So I will just click here, and here you can see these two tables which we have already created. So this is our, which comes our from data, and this we have created inside our Power BI, right? So now we want to make connection in between these two tables, right? So if you can see this particular data, what is the most common thing which we have here is the date, right? It is not that because we have the name of this particular two, this date and this date is same, not based on name, but there is only one field which we can connect this data is on date field. This here it might the name change will be order date, and here it will be only date. Still, we have to connect it on date only. So what we will do, I will just take this date and to make it relation, we have to make it in relation in this table. I will just release it over here. So here you can see a relationship has been created, and here you can see one, and here you can see a star. So one means what? One, and star means what? Many. So this relationship is called one to many relationship. So now why it is called one to many relationship? I already told you in this particular table, the date column which we have here, right? So this date column, it have unique value on each and every row, right? And in this particular car data set, if you can check here, so you can see the values are repeated on each row, right? 28 October, 28 October, it is repeated. So these are many values on each row. And here in this particular calendar table, we have single value on each row. That's the reason it is called one to many relationship. So one date of this particular date table, it is connected to multiple dates of this particular date table because we have multiple dates on each row. This is how you have to define it. Or here you can also call this date is called as a foreign key. Not sorry, for not foreign key, it is a primary key because it have unique and non-null value on each and every row. While here the date is called as foreign key because foreign key can have duplicate values on the respective rows which we have in the data, right? And this is the filter direction, right? So from this particular table, all the value will be filtered in this particular table, right? I hope you have understood the data modeling. So this is important. If you don't do the data modeling, if you don't build the relationship in between these two tables, you won't be able to make or build the visualization based on these two particular tables, right? So now we will go back to our report view, and in this report view, now we will start building our visualizations. So now before building our visuals, what we will do, we will set our background, the canvas which you see in front of your screen, this entire canvas, we will try to set it up first, and then we will start our building visuals. All right. So now we are going to add a background over here, and I will show you, we have already created some backgrounds over here. So I will show you the PPT over here. So in this PPT, I have designed the background, and how to design the background for your dashboard. I have already created a video for that. I will add the link in the description box. You can click on that link and you can see how to design these types of dashboard backgrounds. And you can use it for any dashboard for Power BI, Excel or Tableau, any dashboard, whichever you are using. All right. And so I have already converted this background in the form of images. So, and I will add those only into our Power BI. So now to do that, you have to click here on format your report page. Then you have to click on canvas backgrounds. And from here, we will add image. I will just click here. And this images also and the PPT also I will add in the description box. From there, you can go ahead and download it. So I will just select the car sales background one. I will click on open, but still you cannot see the background over here. So what's the reason behind that? Here you can see the transparency right now is 100%. I will reduce you to 0% and you can see the background is now visible. Similarly, you have to go to canvas setting over here and you can see the vertical alignment is at top. So instead of top, I will select it as middle. So this entire image will be at the center in vertically centered into this particular canvas. All right. So now this has been set up and now we will start building our visual. So as per our problem statement, if I show you, so we have to find out the sales overview and first we have to find out the year to date total sales. Okay, so now to find out the year to date total sales, I will just click on here and we can see all the values over here. So to find out the year to date total sales, as I already told you, we are going to make use of time intelligence DAX function, and for that we have already created here calendar table. So by making use of both, we are going to build a measure, we are going to create a measure, and by using that measure we will try to show our year to date total sales. Now we have to create a measure, so I will just click on any of the field over here and make sure you are clicking it in car data, right click over here, okay, and just click on new measure. So I will just increase the size of year and I will name it as year to date total sales. Okay, so this is what our year to date total sales, and here we are going to build our measure. So we are going to make use of total YTD function. Okay, so this total YTD functions takes four arguments. Okay, first two arguments are compulsory for us, and the second and third and fourth argument which you see in the rectangular brackets, those are optional. If you want to add it, you can add it for more conditions. If you don't want, you can just mention the first two expressions. So first is what expression. So it is asking that for which particular value you have to find out the total YTD. So we have price over here. So price is nothing but the sales done for each and every car. So we have to find for that particular price. But we have to take sum. We have to take aggregation first. I will using sum of price. Okay, so this will be a sum of price. This is our first argument. I will close the bracket, comma, for which data field you are going to make use to find out total YTD. We are going to make use of this particular date field which we have created by using calendar table. So I will add here calendar table. I will type it and we are going to make use of calendar date over here. And we are just going to specify two arguments. I will just close this bracket. So year to date sales, what it is giving us over here is that total YTD function. What is it used for? So total YTD is nothing but it will automatically detect which is the latest year for us in our data. So if you check our Excel sheet, or I already showed you here, if I see here, you can see we have 2 years, 2022 and 2023. So this is the latest year. So what YTD will do, total YTD, it automatically detect 2023 year, and for which date, this particular date, that is this particular date column, all the dates which we have in 2023, it will just bring it in a separate table, and for all the price it will take the sum and it will retrieve it as a value. So I'll just click here on OK. So this is the first calculation which I have created. I will close this, and now we want it to be shown in our visualization. So now we have already created our calculation for year to date total sales. Now we will try to bring that into our visualization. So in visualization, we will go ahead and select here the card visual. So this will be a card visual in which we will be creating our year to date total sales, or we will try to show it over here. So we have a year to date total sales. I will just try and bring it over here. And this is the data which we are having here, right? So by using this particular data, we are going to show our particular visualizations. So for that, what I will do, we have to do some quick formattings on this. So I will just go in format visual and first go in general, and in effects, I will just turn off the background. Then go in visual, go in call out value, and in font, I will choose it as semi bold. Sagio UI semi bold. I will choose the color as 10% darker, and here I will choose the font size as 25. Okay, and I will choose the category label, I will turn it off. Okay, and again go in general, and in title I will turn it on, and I will add the title as total, or we can say year to date total sales. Okay, these are year to date total sales, and the font I will choose at CHUO UI, and I will choose it as 11, and color I will choose it as this. Okay, so this is year to date total sales, and horizontal alignment we will choose it as same. So I will just try to align it properly. We will take it and we will try to place it over here. Okay, so this is year to date total sales, but here also what we will do, we will do some for, we can say, currency and decimal point changes over here. So we want one decimal to be shown, and we have to add a currency of dollar over here. So to do that, select this particular year to date total sales and go to measure tools, and here you have an option called, just click on this particular, a symbol will be added, and automatically two decimals are added, but we want only one. So just select here one and press enter. Okay, so you can see, if you check our the other dashboard, you can see 371.2 is the value which we have. Okay, so I will just select this and I will try to navigate over here. So as per our problem statement, second we have to find out the month to date total sales. Okay, so now to do that, what I will do, I will just right click over here. But before that, what I will do, we will find out year on year and year to date difference between year to date and previous year to date, because those are dependent on this calculation itself. So now to find out year on year sales, that is nothing but year on year growth, we have to first find out the previous year to date sales, right? And to find out difference also, we have to find out first previous year to date sales. So to do that, what I will do, I will just take it a bit down. And to do that, I will just right click over here and I will create a new measure. We have to write one more DAX calculation over here, and I will name it as previous year to date total sales. Okay. And we will write a calculation over here. We will be using of calculate function over here. It is taking multiple arguments. One argument is compulsory, that on what particular expression or what field or measure you have to calculate it, and others are filters. You can add multiple filters over here as much you want, right? So first we have to take sum, okay, because we have to find it for sum of price. Okay, so for this particular value we have to find a comma. We are going to add a filter over here. So we want to previous year to date sales, that is right now. Let's say we are in 2024. Don't consider 2024 because we are very early. So let's say you are in 8th month, that is you are on October end. Okay, so for the same current year, if you are current year consider, we will consider it as 1st of October 2024 to 8th of sorry, 1st of January 2024 to let's say 8th of October 2024. So this is current year span. So for same current year span, you have to go back in last year, that is 1st of January 2023 to 1st of October 2023. What was the sales done? That is called as previous year to date. And to do that, we are going to make use of same period last year. So it returns the set of date in current year selection for previous year. So what is the selection of current year? Same selection for last year, retrieve the value from there. And date is nothing but we are pick it from calendar, because it is a time intelligence function. So we'll be making use of calendar date. Close the bracket 2 times and I'll just hit enter. Okay. So if you want to see what is the value of it, so I will just take a new measure over here, or we can say card, and I will show you. So this is the previous year to date sales. So it is obviously greater. So we have to take difference of these two and we have to find out year on year. So I'll just remove it for now. And to find out first, we'll find out the difference. So I'll just create a new measure and we'll name it as sales difference. I will name it as sales difference. Okay. And I will name it as sales difference. The calculation is nothing but year to date total sales minus previous year to date sales. So year to date total sales minus previous year to date total sales. This is nothing but difference between the current year and last year sales. Just hit enter. Okay, so this will be created. I will take a new card over here and we'll try to show it. Take the sales difference over here. So 71 million was the sales difference. That is nothing but 71 million, and it is in positive value. It is nothing but positive means what? We are in profit 71 million, or we can say uh, as compared to last year 71 million, we are in more in current year, right? So we will do quickly formattings on this. I will just select this. I will click on format painter and I will just click here. So all formattings will be applied here automatically. Select the sales difference and we will also give here currency. Okay. And same we will give it for only one decimal point. Hit enter. So this is for one decimal point and we will do some formattings over here quickly. So I will just go in format visual. Okay, go in call out value, and in call out value I will choose the font as far as 11. Okay, so this will be our value. Okay, I'll just try to reduce it and I will try to place it over here. Okay, so this is the value. Just let's see where we have placed it. Our original dashboard, it's here. Perfect. All right, so wherever you want you can place it. All right, so this is the sales difference. Now what we have to do is, whenever sales are positive, if difference is positive, it should be in green color, and if the difference is negative, it should be in red color, and this should be dynamic. Okay, automatically it should be done. We don't have to come here and hard code the color always. So to do that, we have to give some conditional formattings. So before doing that, we will write a calculation. To do that, I will write a calculation, a new measure over here, and I will name it as sales sales difference color, name it as sales difference color. You can give any name, and I will be using here if condition. Okay, so we will use a if condition over here, and I will name it as if. Okay, so first logical test, so it's the logical test will be what? If sales difference. Okay, if this sales difference is greater than 0. Okay, if it is greater than 0 means what? It is on positive side. If it is less than 0 means it is in negative side. If it is if this condition is satisfied, if it is greater than 0, what should be the result if it is true? So if it is true, we want the result as green color. So what I will do, I will mention here as green. Okay, and if it is negative, what should be what if it is false, if this condition does not satisfy, means what? If it is negative, then it should be red. Okay, and I will just close this. Okay, and hit enter. All right, so it says that. Okay, so what we will do, I will just add it here in double inverted commas. We are adding a text over here, so we have to add it in double inverted commas and just hit enter. Okay, so this condition has been applied. Now what I will do, I will just select this, go to format visual, then go to call out value, and here you have an option called fx. So just click on this fx, and we will be applying here our rules. So we are going to apply a rule over here. So a rule is for which field? So we are going to apply it for which field? That is for sales difference color. So this field. So if the value is green, okay, so if the value is green, so this text and the text which we used in our calculation should be same. Okay, so if the value is green, we will use the green color. So just choose the green color from here. So we will use this particular green color. All right, and if the value is red, I will just add a new rule over here. If the value is red, we will add it as in a red color. Okay, so we'll use this red color, or you can use more colors, and you can apply this particular red. Okay guys, and I will just hit on okay. As soon as I do, you can see the value is converted in green color because the value is positive, right? So in this way we have to apply the rules over here. Okay guys, so same way, now what we have to find out, we have to find out the year on year growth percentage. So to do that, what I will do, I will just add a right click over here. Okay, and I will create a new measure. Okay, so to create a new measure, that is to find out the year on year sales growth. Okay, I will find out the year on year sales growth. To find out this is nothing but the difference of year to date sales minus previous year to date sales total divided by previous year to date sales. This is the formula for year on year sales growth. That is nothing but sales difference divided by previous year to date sales. This is the formula for it. So that is nothing but sales difference we have already calculated. This is the sales difference, and total divided by previous year to date sales. So this is the formula. You can search it on Google as well. What is the formula for year on year growth? All right. So this is the formula. I will just click on OK. And here what you have to do, you have to select this control C and control V, use the same value. Okay, why we are using same value? Because same rules will be applied. Okay, if it is positive, then this will be also positive, because sales difference we have taken at the top itself, right? So we are going to use same functions over here, right? Same logic and same conditional formatting. So now select this, close this, just we are going to add here year on year growth. So this is year on year growth, but it should be in percentage. So select this and click here on percentage. So as soon as you do, you will get a percentage over here. That is nothing but what insight we are getting here, that as compared to previous year, current year we have sales greater than 70 million, and if we check the growth, it is 23.59 percentage. We are at higher side, we are growing as compared to last year, right? And if it is green, then we are in positive side. Okay, we are in, we can say we are increasing our sales as compared to previous year. I hope you are understanding, right? Now, as per our problem statement, we have to find out month to date sales as well. So now to do that, I will just right click here again, create a new measure, and I will name it as month to date total sales. Okay, so to find out month to date total sales, very simple. Just instead of YTD, we'll use month to date sales. Same expression is what? Sum of price. Okay, comma calendar date. Okay, that is this particular date we are. So what does this total MTD does is, whichever current month or latest month which we have in our data, for that month it will give us the sales, and that is what we want. I will just hit OK, and whatever I will do, I will take a new card over here. I will take this particular card and I will take the month to date total sales and I will add it over here. So that is nothing but 54 million. But what we want is we want this text to be added to this particular month to date sales. That is, it should be having month to date total sales written over here. We should have a semicolon and then this particular value should be there. So to do that, what we will do, we will write one more calculation. It is nothing but we have to concatenate it. Okay, so this calculations are important, and this exact thing you have to do, guys, in your particular original or real time also. So here I will give it as month to date KPI. I will name it as month to date KPI, and I will use a concatenate function. Okay. So the text whatever we are going to have here is we will write it in double inverted comma month to date total sales. Okay. And I will add one space string, and again I will add the double inverted, or I will close the double inverted comma. Text 2 is nothing but we have to add this particular sales. So that is nothing but month to date total sales which we have already calculated. I will close this and I will hit enter. Okay. Now I will close this, and instead of this, what I will do, I will just delete this and I will take month to date KPI. So now you can see here, right? So you are having month to date total sales has been added over here, but you can see the value which we are getting, it is getting converted in a text format. So this is a text format value and we are getting it in complete figures, but we want it as 54.2 million. So how to do that? Again, we have to modify our calculation. So this is the calculation which we wrote. Okay, so in this particular calculations, what we will do, we will use some format functions. Okay, so instead of this, what I will do, we will use a format function first here. Okay, which value we have to format, that is month to date total sales. Okay, so this is the format value which we have to use, comma, in what format we want it, right? So what we have to do is first we have to divide this particular value by 1 million. Okay, I will divide it by 1 million. Okay, that is 6 times 0. 6 times 0, what will happen, this divide, when you divide it by 1 million, that is 10 raised to 6, we will get a decimal point over here, right? So that we have got, now we have got 54.2. Now what we want is, that is, it should show only a value up to 2 decimal points and a dollar symbol should be added to it. So I will add in double inverted comma, a dollar symbol should be added. Okay, and we want up to 2 decimal points, that is 0.00, only 2 decimal points, and at the end m should be added, that is nothing for million. I will close this bracket and I will just hit enter. So as soon as you do, you can see this value is converted to 54.28 million, and this is what we want. So these DAX functions are important, guys. Okay. So learning of DAX functions, getting the concept of those is not important. Applying those in real time is important. That's why I already told you this dashboard will be a bit complex, but it will be good for your learning also. So here what we will do, here we want one more space over here. So what after this column, what I will do, I will add one more space over here and I will just hit enter. You can see automatically a space will be added. You can see, right? Correct. And I will just close this. Now we will do formattings of this. So just come here, go to call out value. So in call out value again, it will be at 10. Okay, and in this particular we will be using the font as Sejua UI. We don't want any category label because it's already there, and we'll just try to reduce it like this. Okay, we'll bring it over here, and as per our this particular dashboard, we'll just see what we have done. Okay, now what we will do, uh, we will change the background of this. So for here we'll just go in general, go in effects, and here we will add a background. I will just go in more color and I will add a color code for this. You can use any color if you want, but for me the background color code I will be using 80027E. Okay, 27E. Okay, it's 80027E. This will be the background color. A little bit of purple color I will be using over here. Okay, so just reduce this and I will try to bring it over here and place it over here. Okay, guys. So this is our month to date sales. Okay, so just we'll reduce it like this. Okay, and we'll try to take this a little bit left, so we will have a roaming space for this. All right, now just select this again. We will come here in callout value. We will change the font color for this, and I will change the color, and in more colors I will add a font color for this as C499CA. Okay, so this will be a font color which we'll be using. So these are the month to date total sales. All right guys, and what we will do, just go in general, and in effects we will add a border not required. Okay, so these are our month to date total sales. We'll just make it a little bold for proper visualization. Okay, perfect. And well, let's see how this looks. Or we'll choose this. Perfect. This looks good. Okay. So these are month to date total sales, and I'll just place its position likewise. Alright guys, so this is for first KPI. It is year to date total sales, difference year on year percentage, and month to date total sales. I hope you have understood. And if you have come at this particular point of the video, you are doing great guys. Okay. So because if you are learning this, and if you are following the video, if you are learning from this video, and I bet you that you will be learning many more visuals from here, right? Many more functionalities, many more calculations, and many more what we can say Power BI advanced techniques also. So here what we will do, we'll just try to give a border over here. So I'll just go in effect, and as I said, I will just turn on the visual border, and we will be using the same color which we used that for that. I'll just turn the corners with 5 pixel. Yes, 5 pixel is enough. Okay, and in properties I will just increase the height of it by 35. Perfect. Now this looks good, right? So this is our month to date total sales. Alright guys. So we have calculated the first KPI. In the same way we have to find it for other two. First is important to understand. Next we just have to change few of the calculations, and it will be ready for us to use. Alright guys.